Well, I'm going to go into talking a little bit about the healthy cell concept tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about our cells, because healing starts at the cellular level. And this is what we teach here, and this is why we're so different from everybody else. In order for our cells to function properly, they have to have a healthy environment. And this includes maintaining a body temperature of 98.6, and it also includes the proper acid and alkaline balance in our bodies. If we do not have a proper acid and alkaline balance in our bodies, then our bodies are going to suffer that. It's going to suffer from that. If we can keep the fluids surrounding our cells free of toxic waste at a temperature and a pH that provides us with pure water, a sufficient and a balanced supply of minerals, and keep them free from stress, our cells can live and function healthy. And that's when we'll be in perfect health. How many of us tonight here could say, I want to be in perfect health? I don't want to grow old. I don't want to go into a nursing home, right? I mean, you know, if we're going to live, don't we want to live healthy? I mean, I said, God, you know, if I'm going to live here sick, just take me home, because I do not want to live here, you know, feeling sick and being sick. I'm no good to anybody, no good to myself, no good to anybody else. And so that's our whole purpose here, is to get people healthy, to get them well, to get them to where you're living a vibrant and healthy life. How many people do we see today living a healthy and vibrant, healthy life right now? Really, when you walk out your door from morning to night. Very rare, isn't it? I mean, either we see people that are very sick, you know, in wheelchairs or, you know, with canes, whatever, or we see them overweight, you know, obese, on a bunch of drugs, you know. So we have to look at that, and we have to think, what's going on here? What's causing all this? I mean, 30 years ago, I mean, when I was growing up, how many were you, when you were, I mean, I don't know how old everybody is here, but when I was growing up, I didn't see all that. I didn't see all this sickness going on. It was when they were older, maybe, you know, but it wasn't in everybody, and even from little ones now. Little kids getting cancer, little kids getting all these diseases, diabetes, you know, whatever. What do we think is going on? You know, could we stop and ask ourselves, is it something we're putting in our bodies? Is it something that we're eating that is causing our problems today? Cell food. Healthy cells require healthy foods. Healthy food is food eaten just as close to the way God created it as possible, which is what? Raw. You're right. Every step in the process of food takes it further from the way God intended the body cells to be nourished, and this includes cooking the food. Now, this is where we're different. And I'm going to explain to you tonight a little bit about cooked food. We are not totally raw here. Don't get me wrong. We do, but we are like 80% raw, 20% cooked. We don't do a lot of cooked food, and I'm going to explain why here in a little bit. But we want to eat more raw because raw foods are living enzymes. Our bodies have trillions, 100 trillions of enzymes in them, and they're living. What do living cells need? Living food, right? And the only living food there is are raw foods. Raw foods, raw foods. That's it. This is what I learned when I was going through my healing journey. And God has taught me well. And I am here to help give you the information and the education as well, because I want to see everybody's health start turning around in this country. I mean, this is my goal. I know I'm only one person, and I can't do it all, but I'll tell you what, if we could go by numbers and you start doing these same things and you start telling other people how you got well, the word's going to spread and the body is going to start getting healthier and healthier, and people are going to be able to live vibrant lives again and full of health. You know, we're supposed to live till 120 years old. And if I'm going to live to 120, I certainly don't want to be sick, you know. So we want to be healthy, we want to be well. So man is the only member of the animal kingdom that destroys his food before he eats it. And that means that, think about it, the animals out there in the wild, they don't go and put their food on the cooked food. They don't cook their food, right? They eat it raw. And even if they're omnivorous, even if they eat meat, they eat it raw. You know, it's not cooked. And we're going to get into that a little bit further. I just bear with me here. I'm going to cover this a little bit before I get into the cooked food part of it. But also what another thing is, our cells need to be healthy and energetic, and our cells communicate with one another. And our cells, that's why we got to hit the cellular level. When you're going towards health, you've got to get to the cellular level. The only way to do that is through raw foods and juicing, okay? Another thing is we need exercise. This can be accomplished. The body fluids need to be kept moving. We need to keep them moving. And the only way we can do that is by exercise. Exercise is absolutely essential for healthy living cells. How many of us are we exercising today? Pretty good. Okay, some of us are, some of us aren't. But it's very important that we start an exercise program, and that's what we teach you here at the Juice Garden and Nutrition Center, is we teach you how to get into an exercise program. In fact, we're going to be starting to do something new, and it's called urban rebounding. Has anybody heard of urban rebounding? Okay. Urban rebounding is a awesome exercise. It's on a mini trampoline, which is not really a you know, you can't just go to Walmart and buy those cheap little things. You're going to kill yourself. But if you get one that's good, you know, like I spent about $250 on mine. So there's a big difference because the springs are real thick on these good ones. Where you go to Walmart, you get these little springs, you know, well, that's going to be rough on the joints. But the urban rebounder is very easy on the joints, and so it's a very good form of exercise. And you can also strength build on there. You can do, we have a whole protocol that we're going to be doing on those, and that's going to be starting soon. But exercise puts oxygen into the blood, it keeps the lymph system moving, and it helps maintain the general health of the entire body. It strengthens your organs and the systems of the body. Many consider it to be the most important component in building superior health. So when exercise is neglected, then our cells are neglected, our muscles, our organs, our glands, our circulatory system, all of that become weakened and become sluggish. So we want to make sure we're doing some type of exercise daily. Okay, so cell protection. God built into a man's body a line of defense to protect him from being destroyed by an unfriendly environment. The body's defenses are the skin, the mucous membranes, friendly bacteria, tear glands, fever, lymphatic system, the cell fighters, and the immune system. And the immune system contains, like I said, 1 trillion cells in your immune system. And these cells provide protection against all the microscopic enemies that we face every day. So when we are doing things, we're building our immune system by eating raw foods, by juicing, then we're keeping our line of defense up, and we're keeping our immune system built up. So we immobilize our immune system by putting harmful substances into the body. When you start putting wrong things into the body, such as, and I'm just going to kind of get out on a limb here, but when you start putting things like white table sugar, like white salt, you know, the refined salt, soda pop contains a lot of sugar in it. What happens when you eat sugar? Your immune system shuts down. And when you eat 30 teaspoons of sugar a day, your immune system quits functioning for that whole day. 30 teaspoons of sugar. And your immune system is shut down. That means you can't fight off any kind of bacteria, you can't fight off colds, you can't fight off flus, can't fight off any of that. So high fat intake seriously impairs the immune system function as does white table salt. Caffeine, I know a lot of you aren't going to like me for this, but caffeine suppresses the immune system by upsetting the delicate mineral balance, which deprives the immune system of essential minerals. And all drugs and painkillers adversely affect the immune system, even aspirin. So think about it. When we put a drug in our body because the drugs are toxic to the liver, then we are lowering our immune system and we're shutting it down for that period of time. So it's really important to know these things, but it is also so exciting to realize that we control our health, not the doctor, okay? We control our own health by what we do at the cellular level and what we put into our bodies.